Hi, Stephen here from Sound of Nation Wave, and this is day 3 of the December daily draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Winter Hierophant. The Hierophant. So this is about following traditions, spiritual traditions and teachings. This is about being ready to learn about these things, to be at the feet of a spiritual teacher or teaching. If we don't have a person to teach us, we can have other means through which we can learn, through books, through other kinds of media. And think of the traditions that are being passed down as well. And at this time of year, there's lots of traditions and things that we observe, and even that have almost a spiritual meaning behind it. And yes, there's always that need to freshen things and do things a different way that's relevant to today's world. But still, there'll be underlying principles that are relevant for any time period in any society. If you go strip things down to the core, it will be based on certain core principles that have been, since the, even before the recording of time. And it's those that we can learn from and learn to apply in our lives, because it's one thing to learn the teaching, gain the knowledge, but the real instruction is how to apply it to our daily lives. And quite often, there's a bit of self-teaching on that through trial and error, through learning. We can have guidance from others and from other sources, but sometimes it's through experience. We learn it through experience of how to apply these long-standing spiritual principles and teachings and knowledge of how we believe that things work. These beliefs passed on. How we express those core principles and beliefs can change and can be expressed in a new modern way and experienced in a new way. But there's still those basic cores of belief underneath running through. And if we have, that's the foundation of them. And we also have to, it's a good time of year to think back and respect the many generations of teachings and the passing down of these principles and traditions from generations past. And they may have lived their beliefs and the principles out in a way that's different to how we do, but they were stewards. They were holders of that knowledge and teaching, and passed those down to us. And we should be thankful for that. It's a good time to give thanks for that. And as I say, to always be willing to learn and also to apply what we've learned. So I've had to redo this second part just to inform you that I've obviously picked this card, the Hierophant. We've been talking about the Hierophant, and I thought everything, and it kept recording, and I also recorded drawing the Oracle card. But when I went to upload it, I noticed that the only, the whole part where the Oracle card was drawn was missing for some reason. On the camera said it was recording, but it didn't save. So I'm having to continue from this point, and you're just going to have to accept that I drew the Oracle card I drew. I did. I thought I'd filmed it along with this, like I normally do. But anyway, here we go. We're talking about living the spiritual teachings out. Because it's then when we live these spiritual traditions and principles out that we perfect the learning of it through experience. That's where I'd gotten to. And of course, there is a responsibility as well that when we learn, that we pass these things on to the next generation. We can have, as it's been passed down to us, we can pass things down to those that come after us. So there's that element as well. Okay, so I drew the Oracle card, and the Oracle card was Bear Medicine. So, and as I was saying with this, to me, this is about stillness, quietness. A bear hibernates. Bears hibernate during the winter. We don't hibernate, but we can sort of slow down and get that place of stillness that we need, where we can perhaps be more receptive to learning and becoming aware of what we need to know and what we do know and how to apply that to our lives. I say that application, living it out, is so important. And it mentions stillness in a little verse at the bottom, and I think that's the key here. And it's medicine, so it heals us of anything that we need healing from, emotionally, physically. I mean, that stillness can give us a breather from all the activities and all the things, the weariness, and it's like a restful time for us. And in that time, we can be open to learning new things and seeing how we can apply that knowledge, because, as I say, it's in the living it out, the application. So, to me, it's a good time to listen, to be still and to listen. And like these are listening to the teacher here. So it's listen, learn, live. You listen, you hear it, you learn it, then you live it out. And that's where the learning becomes perfected, through the living experience. And I believe that is the underlying message of these cards today. So that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 4. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.